The moment I've been waiting for this whole time. I honestly didn't come to St. Louis to compete. I came to see the legendary Nostalgia Cave. The pride and joy of my boy.
There's a lot of shit down here.
Dude.
There's a whole room back there.
It's just tucked
Literally.
away.
Yeah, tucked away, a whole room.
Why do you have the room tucked away?
See, look, come look in here.
Can we not get inside the
We
room?
can get inside, come look. There's a whole room in there, you see?
What the fuck?
Look at this
fucking.
There's a whole room in there.
There's a whole room in there. It's just tucked away. It's a secret room inside of the secret room.
Turn this on.
Dude, we're looking at
What am I seeing?
millions of dollars.
I'm just...
Probably at least $100,000 worth of cool
There's
shit.
definitely six figures.
There's definitely
Not millions of dollars.
Alright, so this is worth $100,000 worth of cool shit in here.
It's over
This is
100,000.
definitely more than 100,000 for sure.
It's over 100,000. I think we're above 200. Here you go. I got two more of these right here. Look. Right here on deck.
Wait. Okay, so tell me about the stripper Mario.
I can't.
Tell me about the.
I can't. It's a secret.
Tell me about the stripper Mario.
I
Like,
made this base though to hold it.
so where did he come from?
I can't tell you.
Stripper Mario.
I can't tell you.
It's not even Super Mario. It's
Where
Stripper
do you-
Mario.
Where do you even find this shit? Oh my gosh.
These are just my displays. This is one of my latest acquisitions right here. This is like my pride and joy. This is like my crowning jewel as of right now. Let me turn it on. Oh shit.
It turns on.
Obviously. If it doesn't, he'll fucking fix it and make it turn on. That's for sure.
Well, that turns on too. I mean, that's a TV. That's a PS4 kiosk. This turns on also. Wait.
I need to record this whole moment because I've been waiting for so long to be here. You have no idea.
Dude, these actually used to be in Toys R Us back in the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
This is to promote the original Game Boy coming out. There's only like a handful of these in the U.S. still here, like that haven't been destroyed. So these are extremely rare. I mean, this right here alone probably goes for like 20K.
Where'd you find that?
This alone. I had to literally, I found some guy in New Mexico who had one, and over like a year's time, I convinced him to sell it to me. So when he finally agreed, I flew to New Mexico the next week and picked it up, and then rented a truck and drove it back to St. Louis. So I put in a cart where you can play like any game, but this right here is like probably the rarest thing I have. Rarest thing I own. Wow. This was an actual sign from Toys R Us. I mean, you got a bunch of shit in here, dude, honestly.
All right, well, give me the fucking tour,
This
bro.
is a t-shirt.
I'm here.
This
I'm
is a
here.
t-shirt that only Burger King employees can
Dude,
wear.
this is fucking dope, dude. Like, I don't think you understand how cool this room is.
What game do you
All
want to
right,
play?
I don't know. Just give me the tour. Just tell me how cool this shit is. Tell me more about this shit. I'm gonna put this on my YouTube channel. I'm telling you what's gonna happen.
You're gonna put it on your YouTube channel.
Yes, from start to whenever I decide to cut the video. I'm recording him, recording me, recording you.
Hey.
Hey, see what I mean?
Here we
All right,
go.
so tell us how many games are in there.
Oh, it's like 1,000. Well, I mean, I put a card in here where you could play any Game Boy game.
And so-
I just threw on Donkey Kong Land 2 real quick. It's
Okay.
like a classic. So you can sit here and like basically what this is, you would go into Toys R Us
Right.
and a kid would be like, "Oh my god, I can play my favorite game." So now you can like sit here and play, your favorite game. So that's basically what this was. This was in Toys R Us. We'll go in that room too. I'll show you guys the room.
Let's fucking go.
Yeah. I actually had to, when I got this, the guy didn't have the key. So
Right.
he had to call someone to come and pick the lock.
Right.
And they picked the lock, but now I don't have a key and it's not locked. So I have to like take the lock out and get someone to like make a key.
Or
I just haven't done
get a
it
new
yet.
lock.
You have to make a new lock.
Yeah.
I want to keep the OG lock. This right here is really rare also. This came out around the same time period. This was like late 80s, early 90s when the original Game Boy came out. Like when this Game Boy actually came out. This is actually a European exclusive. So this only came out in Europe. Like this version with the Game Boy or in the Mario. But this right here probably sells for like 5K. This right here is like 20K. These right here used to be in stores and they would have these things like on these dongles. And basically you'd have the games and you can like look through the pages. That's what this is. This is really rare. You don't see too many of these guys around. This is a Nintendo Switch kiosk right here. So like if you were to go into any GameCube or any game store, like GameStop, Walmart, Target, they all have these right here. You can't buy them from Nintendo. You can only get it if like a store goes out of business and you just so happen to get in touch with a Nintendo rep and you can purchase it from them, or you can get it for free. I was fortunate enough to get this local, and then you can play games on there. So like what you do is you'll get your controller, you play, and then there's like demos you can play. So me and Jamie actually come down here all the time and we play Super Mario Kart.
Oh, but that's the demo, but you can play the actual game?
Oh yeah, we play the actual game like, we come down here and we play it every night together. And you can also...
But where's the full game? This isn't the demo?
This is like the demo that you play at the store.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like this kiosk right here is like if you're at GameStop and you wanted to try the games,
right?
This is that.
Okay, but do you have the full, like the ones that don't say demo are the full games?
No, that's actually not the full game. That's just like
a video?
Advertisement. Yeah, like a video.
Okay.
This right here is like a grail to most people. This is called a Pokemon Snap Station, and there's the stand down there.
Right.
But this is a Pokemon Snap Station, and as you could see, this is from Blockbuster. So basically what this was to promote Pokemon Snap and Pokemon Stadium. This was to promote Pokemon Snap and Pokemon
You guys
Stadium.
are missing out the intro of the stuff.
Oh,
what
they've
did you guys
already
bring?
seen
What did you guys bring? Okay.
But this is a Snap Station. This was made to promote Pokemon Snap, right here, this game.
Right.
And Pokemon Stadium. And basically what you would do is you would take your game into Blockbuster. It would turn on. You see how the button lights up?
Right.
And then essentially what you would do... Give me 1 second. You gonna come on for me? Oh, I gotta put it in all the way. That's why I didn't put it
It's
in all the
okay.
way. There we go. So we're in all the way now, and you can see here.
You're just
So
giving it
what
the
you
sip a
do
little bit.
is you take your cartridge,
Right.
and you take it, and like the thing of Pokemon Snap is you take pictures of Pokemon,
Right.
and then you would be able to print your own stickers.
Holy shit! Stickers?
So you'd be able to like take
No
your favorite
fucking
pictures and
way.
like print your own stickers.
Oh my god.
So you would use these cards, which I actually have some in here. I just don't have them out here, but they're in here. And I have a couple of each one of them. And basically it would give you 1 credit. Like you would swipe it in there, it'd give you 1 credit. And then you could pick the Pokemon pictures you want. And then there's a printer in here that prints it out. And then it's essentially what it is. So this is what the Pokemon Snap Station is from Blockbuster. If you were a kid in the 90s, this is like peak nostalgia. When you're going to Blockbuster, it's a Friday night, you would bring in your thing and there you go. And then when you're done, you hit this and you pull out your cartridge and then another kid would come in. And then, yep, there's that.
Fucking dope.
These are from Target. This is a Mario Lego set right here. Pretty cool. This is a standee from back when Pokemon Silver and Pokemon Gold came out back in 2000. Here's a sealed copy.
Sealed.
Sealed copy.
Fucking sealed.
And then I have a bunch of the Game Boys, like the original Game Boys.
Let's fucking
The
go.
original games, etc.
OG. Is this sealed too?
These are not sealed, but these are complete in box.
Oh, this is fucking dope.
This right here, this cabinet, is a European exclusive.
Okay.
So only made in Europe. These were Kirby balls that were used as displays at Target. You know how they have those big giant balls outside of Target?
Right.
When the Kirby game came out, these were on all of the balls outside of Target, and I have a couple of them.
Nice.
Here's a PS4 kiosk that is from GameStop. And you can see under here it says "Play has no limits," and then the PlayStation up here. But this is from GameStop to promote the PS4. They just started phasing that out and putting in the PS5 kiosks. So I called a GameStop and they let me have it for free.
The whole kiosk without the
whole
PlayStation?
kiosk.
Or with the PlayStation?
Some give them with the PlayStation, some give them without the PlayStation. It just depends on if you get lucky.
Did you get lucky?
Yeah. Here is some more of my pride and joys right here. This is the Flagpole Mario. These are actually in Targets currently. They're really hard to get, really rare. And you kind of got to know people that know people to get them, if you know what I mean. These things right here have sold anywhere between $5 and $7 grand. This right here is Mario. This is a Nintendo 64 era Mario. This was actually a display that goes into Toys R Us to promote, the Nintendo 64. And this statue right here, it's not very heavy. It's like maybe just like, a few pounds. But these right here in really good condition go for like $7K for sure. This is a Game Boy Advance display.
That is so cool.
This is a Game Boy Advance display. You can hold the Game Boy Advance right here, and basically what you would do is you would hang it from your ceiling. You'd be walking through your game store. And they have some other different ones of these, but this is the one that I was able to get. These things are just mainly hard to get.
Yeah.
They don't really exist. And then Toys R Us sign. This is actually a shirt that employees wore when this movie came out, Pokemon 2000. Like at Burger King, you can only get it if you worked at Burger King. This is dead stock. It was never worn, but a manager actually had some in a box, and then I was able to purchase one. So that's pretty cool. These are all like old magazines right here. Nintendo Power magazine. This one's sealed. This one's sealed. And then I actually have the first ever edition in that room, which is worth like $5K. Really expensive. The rest of these are just, basic Nintendo Power magazines I like to look through. They're all bagged and boarded. That's what we call it when you have a board and a sleeve over top of it, just to keep it in good condition. A couple more Flagpole Marios over here. You got like displays up here. I'm a really big fan of Lamar Jackson. One of my more recent acquisitions is this Everyday's Mario Day standee. And and then there's the Game Boy that we were talking about earlier that was in Toys R Us back in the 80s and 90s. And this is actually to be made to look like an actual Game Boy.
It says something, but I can't really read it.
It basically says it's a demo console and it won't work
Okay.
if you try to take it away from the console.
Right.
Yeah. And then the room in there is just full.
Yeah.
You want to see something cool, you'll come over here. These are all Olympic plates from Tokyo.
Sealed.
Yeah, I got a bunch of them in here.
Never opened.
It's all over the place. All sorts of sneaker boxes and shit everywhere. It's just, I got so much shit in here.
Alright, I'm ready.
Michael Jordan standee from the 90s. Who doesn't love Michael Jordan in NBA? Cobwebs.
From the 90s.
From the 90s?
From the 90s.
That's crazy, though. NBA video?
How many of those do you think exist?
I love this stuff. I can just hear it right now, the advertisement.
But how many of these do you realistically think exist from the 90s?
Probably not many.
Less than 100? Hard to find, bro. Michael Jordan. Alright, then we have the...
Dude, if you could get Michael Jordan to like sign this, that'd be so sick.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hey guys, we're about to enter the really cool room with some really cool shit. This is some Disney stuff. Okay. I did not know that you liked Buzz Lightyear that much, Toy Story that much.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
That's actually how I was able to open my gym. Remember when we did our
Interview, yeah,
our
you told me
interview,
about the pins.
I made all of these pins. I made all these. I made these big ones up here. I have pins that I haven't even displayed yet that I've made that are just like right here. I mean, I got pins all over the place. And then these are really just toys that were like nostalgic to me as a kid, like basically like buying back your childhood, you know what I mean?
Right.
Where you're just like, oh, like for example, my grandpa, one of the first Christmas presents he ever bought me was this Millennium Falcon, which I actually own right here. This is my one from when I was a kid. He bought this for me. I actually have VHS tapes of me and him playing with this. And so what I did was I literally just bought a sealed one.
Dude, that's sick.
So I just bought one that was brand new sealed. So just like stuff like that. A lot of these are like VHSs from my childhood. Then you got like all of like the consoles in here. And then that's where like you have some more valuables. You know, you got like you know, packs of Pokemon cards from the 90s. You got the original Nintendo Power Magazine. You got some boxed consoles like the Pikachu edition N64. You know, you got the first ever Pokemon starter deck. You know, you got like Ray Lewis NFL debut signed by him. You know, Ray Lewis signed Super Bowl ticket. You know, we got a Charizard Shadowless pack in there. You got a sealed Pokédex in there. You know, just got a bunch of shit. Sealed VHS tapes, games, you know, all sorts of shit. So, this is just kind of where I keep all that shit. I have all sorts of stuff back here. There's just like stuff back here. You can't even fucking see everything. There's just shit everywhere.
Why don't you open these?
This is one of my recent acquisitions. This is an N64 set. It's called the Pokemon Battle Stadium set. This right here maybe goes for like $2,000, complete in box, which this is. I literally went and got this in LA and then had to carry it on the airplane back to St. Louis. Just like me walking around with this N64 on an airplane. Here's me as a kid. And then here's my first driver's license that I made for myself when I was a kid. And I like drew my own Pokemon card.
That's fucking go. Dude, Small Soldiers. I love that show growing up.
Yeah, dude, you got
Super
like
fancy.
Power Rangers shit, and you got like the Lakers and Ray Lewis and like cars and toys. These are like toys from my childhood. You know, VHS from my childhood. This is essentially just like pieces of my childhood. Out there is more like displays. This is more like pieces of nostalgia. Like, how many people do you know have a sealed Toy Story VHS movie? Like, that's sealed in the box. I have a sealed Kobe Lakers NBA 2002, still sealed. I have a sealed Harry Potter 1. I have a sealed Lord of the Rings 1. I mean, it's just like, pretty much just like buying back pieces of your childhood, if that makes sense. You have Space Jam, and, you know, the Airzuka, I don't know if you remember that, Mousetrap, sealed, skateboards, stuff like that.
Dude, dope.
Yeah, bro. You remember the Yu-Gi-Oh fucking dual discs?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I have like all that shit. The Super Soakers. Like, this was a Super Soaker that I had as a kid. It's new in the box. I would like to like completely redo this room, but to be honest, it's not really worth my time to do because we're gonna end up moving sometime soon.
Oh, you're buying a new house, bigger house?
Yeah. But there's like so much shit in here. Honestly, this was like where I was at the beginning of my collecting. I was just like buying anything that I saw and was like, ooh, I remember that, blah, blah, blah. But then as I started to get a little bit more mature in collecting, I started to gravitate towards things like that are more like one-of-a-kind pieces, things that don't exist, things that you were never even able to buy in the first place. You know, like promotional items, things that were in stores, things that are like impossible to get, impossible to find until you find like that one person who has one across the country, and then you go and get it, and then you're like one of the only people who has it. Like, I like stuff like that. And then I think long term, those are the things that maintain their value because those are the things that are more desired. Like, if you can go on eBay and find like 15 listings for it, you know, it's kind of like a waste of time to buy it unless you just really want the item because it's really easy to obtain. So I've gravitated a lot more towards things that are hard to obtain. See, like the back of the giant Game Boy, it's supposed to look like a giant Game Boy right there.
Yeah, it looks like a
game.
giant, like a Tetris
Game. Yeah, so it's like a actual giant Game Boy.
Yeah, that's super sick.
Yeah, and then upstairs, you know, you got the sneaker room, and you got Terrell Suggs' locker in there. I don't know if you know who Terrell Suggs is, but he was a famous Baltimore Raven, which is my favorite team. I have his locker. I have like Lamar Jackson's game-worn cleat, Ray Lewis's Super Bowl game-issued helmet signed by him, like all sorts of memorabilia upstairs as well. So it's kind of just spread out all over the place. I don't really come in here very often, to be honest with you.
Well,
I
it's trapped.
Yeah, I don't really come in here very often. I mostly stay.
I feel like the
in this
collection
area.
here is almost complete, though. You know.
This is just like essentially pieces of my childhood that I wanted to have, and then once I felt like I had a lot of the pieces of my childhood that I wanted, then it was mainly about like getting, like harder to get pieces that were like more challenging to find and acquire.
Yeah. Like you got all these retro games here. PS2, Wii U, Mario, Paint for the
Mario
Super
Paint.
Nintendo.
That's a Super Nintendo complete in box up there. And then you got like the Switch, the GameCube, the PlayStation 1, the Xbox 360, and there you got an N64. You have a Switch Pikachu Edition. You have a Lugia GameCube right over there. And then you have another N64 right here. You got a bunch of Game Boy complete in boxes. Like this shit's just like laying around. You got like Game Boy complete in boxes, and here's like a bunch of like storage cases. Like these are actually like insanely rare. You can tell that I really like Game Boy stuff.
Right.
Like here's a
It's so retro.
here's a Super Game Boy for the Super Nintendo. This right here is a really rare variant, actually. You got a PS4 box just sitting here. Yeah, I mean, there's just shit everywhere, honestly.
Gotcha.
But this is the stuff that I really like. You can see like the side of it's supposed to look like an actual Game Boy. You can pretty much play any game on this.
So we got the nerds in the room, and we got the weightlifting nerds.
They more so make fun of me for this stuff.
And then you got the weightlifting nerds out here talking about CrossFit.
Talking about dieting.
Tell us about CrossFit.
We're trying to figure out how to get down to the chapter.
Hey, any of you guys want to play Mario Kart real quick?
Trying
Want to
to.
play a game of Mario Kart?
Watch out with Michael Jordan, though. He's pretty rare. He's from the 90s.
This guy.
He's guarding my room.
Dude, of course he is.
Yeah, dude.
It's Michael Jordan.
I just got. I'm actually really excited about this.
Listen, if you're going to have someone guarding your room, it has to be Michael Jordan.
He's got that shit.
He's got that D.
He's got that.
He's got that D, bro.
He goes hard in the paint.
Yeah. Don't you think that's funny, though?
That's pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, you guys want to play a game of Mario Kart, bro? Who wants to play?
He does.